Hello, everyone. My good friend, Michael Tellinger, and myself, Dr. Sam Osmanagich. Today, we're going to get some updates of what we do and the news, really, that might be interesting globally. When it comes to Michael Tellinger, I've been thinking how to introduce him. And it is said that there are three kinds of people. Majority of them, people working 9 to 5, and they discuss what's going on in their lives. They talk about other people, good, bad. And this is how they spend most of their time. And then you have people who, analyze what's going on in the world. And of course, they follow mainstream media and they think that, they know exactly about the wars, about the crimes, about all those stuff. And finally, a very tiny little group of people who live in the world of ideas, the visionaries. And they are the ones who actually bring the progress to the societies. Michael Tellinger is one of them. He's a visionary, true visionary, the one who thinks about how to better humanity, relationships, how to organize our civilization in much better terms, how to bring the clean, unlimited, free energy, which is, of course, a noble dream of genius Nikola Tesla. And this is not easy, because when it comes to the whole societies, you have so many aspects from finance, and agriculture, and water, and food, and the energy, and the social, and all other aspects. So he's really a brilliant mind, and I do admire him. So I'll be happy to talk to him again. And he's going to introduce me when he asks me my first question. And my first question for Michael. Michael, if you had to choose 3 updates on what you've been doing lately, what would be the first one? What you want to talk about, let's say, in 5 minutes? Give us a brief, what is so important in your life right now?
Well, thank you for that very nice introduction. I didn't realize you were going to go into a monologue about me, which is, interesting sitting here listening to you talking about me. But, thank you for being so kind. And I'll talk about you behind your back when you're not listening. And the 3 things, the 3 updates. I would say that the first most important one is a bit of a tragic update. One of our partners and friends in the One Small Town initiative, one of our inventors, designers, the innovator that designed some of the most advanced technology that we're busy building in our factory here in South Africa, Mark Haley, is in ICU. He's fighting for his life. So we've spent the last week and a half raising funds and praying for Mark and organizing whatever healing we have to save him, because we can't lose Mark. He is an absolute gift to humanity. There are very few people like him, very few designers, out-of-the-box thinkers, designers. Any problem that you might have, if you want to build a universal gear ratio mechanism, or if you want to build a car that runs on hydrogen, or if you want to build an Ugly Betty recycling rubber and plastic recycling plant, he designs it in no time. He designs it, thinks it, designs it, and puts it together. He's an absolute genius. He's designed a whole bunch of technologies that we're starting to manufacture. But unfortunately, he's been sick, and he's got really bad pneumonia and kidney problems, and he's been on life support for a week, more than a week now. So it's very tragic, and we've been praying for Mark and doing the best we can. But at the same time, it's costing us a fortune. So we've been raising funds and money to pay the hospital bills, which are now just astronomical. What it's cost, the whole, and that brings me to, we have to find a solution to the medical system, because this doesn't work. So even this kind of thing makes me think we have to find a solution, because this can't happen to people, that you can't afford healthcare, it's unimaginable in a world that there's so much abundance, so much money, so much brilliance, so many brilliant doctors and healthcare givers, and you can't afford to go for treatment in a hospital. It's just not right. So we have to fix it. It's a big problem in our society. So that's the first thing that's on my mind, obviously. Second thing is the incredible technology that I just mentioned that Mark helped us design and manufacture. And we've just released our Ugly Betty rubber and plastic recycling machine. She is absolutely unbelievable. We have now what we don't believe, we know is one of the most advanced rubber and plastic recycling technologies in the world. And it's just starting to take off. More and more people are contacting us, companies, people with money, investors, and so forth. People that want to make a world a better place, and also people who just want to make money because it's a very good, very good money making business. Recycling rubber and plastic, absolutely unbelievably profitable. But keep in mind that we're doing it not for the money. The One Small Town side of it is doing it so that we have funds to launch our small towns and fund the small towns so they can get off the ground and become prosperous and self-sustainable and be able to manage themselves into the future. And then thirdly, I guess, is just my continued research into ancient civilizations and realizing how much more I have to share. So I've been working on a string of new videos, informative lectures, classes that I will start doing this coming week. That will be going onto my YouTube channel and my private video channel. So those are the three things that are on top of my mind at the moment.
Good, Michael. Where people can find more info first on Ugly Betty and then on One Small Town?
Well, One Small Town is the website. Everything is there, onesmalltown.org. Go there and click on the menu, and you'll see a drop down, and you'll see all the different things you can look at, and you'll see technology, and you'll see the Ugly Betty Recycling Project. Just go there, it'll open the page. You can read the brochure. You can read about what we're doing. You can download the brochure. You can join and participate. So we're crowdfunding $1.8 million to build a factory here in South Africa with 10 Ugly Bettys that will process about 1,800 tons of rubber every month. Just think about that. 1,800 tons of rubber. 10 Ugly Bettys. It is an absolute beautiful thing to see. She just chews it up. She just like that. She's a beauty queen in the field of pyrolysis and recycling. And so that's what we're doing, raising $1.8 million, and that's on our website as well under the Ugly Betty Project. And we're doing it via crowdfunding and our tokenized crowdfunding. So it's not just a donation that you make, but every dollar that you donate, you get a technology token from the One Small Town Initiative. And then you can log into your membership wallet as One Small Town member, and you can then align your tokens with one of the technologies that you like. And as a gift, of gesture, as a gesture of goodwill and good faith, we then take 30% of the profits of that business from that technology, and we distribute it equally and based on the number of tokens you have to the people that made a donation and hold the technology tokens. So this is crowdfunding with a real benefit. It's like having a share in the company without complicated shareholding agreements and all that kind of nonsense that you have to go through and sign contracts, and then you beholden to the Securities and Exchange people and so forth. And so we just made it easy for people to donate money and then benefit from the technology that we've created. So that's what One Small Town does. Everything we do it differently to the current system. We make it easy. We bring people together, and we want people to start benefiting from unity, cooperation, and collaboration, and helping us develop this new technology that ultimately all the technology that we develop, starting with Ugly Betty, belongs to the One Small Town members, which means people in the world. Anyone can become a One Small Town member immediately, right now. It doesn't cost you anything. Go online, sign up as a member, and join this amazing growth of global consciousness of people that know we have to find a better way, because that the path that we're on as humanity doesn't have a good ending.
Is the first Ugly Betty operational?
Oh yes, that's our prototype that's in the factory, working beautifully, running. We're actually running 24-hour shifts now, so she's running all the time. And just in case you weren't aware, Sam, Ugly Betty is a constant flow pyrolysis machine, so you don't stop it. So pyrolysis has what most pyrolysis machines do. They call batch pyrolysis systems. So you stop it, you fill it with tires, then you close it up, you start a fire, you heat it up, and you burn it for 48 hours or 3 or 4 days for a week. So you can put in 100 tons. So you get these huge batch pyrolysis factories that they put 100 tons of tires in there, and then they burn it for a week, and then they open it up and they take everything out. It's a messy business. Ours is very different. She runs all the time. We just feed shredded rubber on the one side. It flows through Ugly Betty. We condense the gas, and we make oils and fuels. We make carbon black, which is used in many industries, including the tire industry, in the road industry, in the paint industry, in the ink industry, and various plastic industry, many industries. So carbon black, and then gas, and then metal, the steel that comes out of the rubber, out of the tires as well. So everything is recycled and goes back into being reused over and over again.
You have a big cleanup in front of you.
Yeah, we have a huge cleanup. And let me tell you, we could clean up the world tomorrow. Literally, we could clean up the world tomorrow if it was a free society, but it's not. Our biggest obstacle to cleaning up the world is not people or companies or whatever. It is the governments and the municipalities. They are the biggest obstacle. Most of the governments of the world have created such bureaucracy and made it so difficult for anyone to start a business. You need 100 different permits and licenses and things to do anything. So the barrier to entry is not the technology, is not our ability to do it, but the government's conscious efforts to stop us from achieving our success. So we constantly have to find new and interesting ways of getting around the restrictive bureaucratic red tape that prevents us from recycling the plastic and the rubber. It's unbelievable, but unfortunately, that's the truth.
All right. Okay, my turn. Somebody is going to introduce me.
Yes. Who's that going to be? Have you got someone with you?
How many participants in this Zoom call?
So, I'm sitting here talking to my good friend, Samir Osmanagich, Dr. Samir Osmanagich. Let us not forget that. Dr. Samir Osmanagich, who is now probably one of the most celebrated archaeological, ancient civilizations researchers and experts in the world, the founder of the Bosnian Pyramid Complex, the Ravne Tunnels, the author of many books, many, I think more than 20 books now, am I right? More than 20 books. The author of more than 35 or 40 academic papers, published academic papers. And the man that has shown us that our history is much older and much more bizarre and much more mysterious than any one of us could have imagined. The man that knows more about pyramids than anyone else I've ever met in my life. May I introduce the one and only Dr. Samir Osmanagich.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. My topics. Number one, and we were recently here in Bosnia a couple of months back, and you are aware that our biggest discovery from this year is regarding the Fibonacci link between the Bosnian pyramids and the star cluster of Pleiades. Last year, 2024, we've done a lot of research proving that we have many elements of sacred geometry present in the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. Namely, we have straight lines, we have equilateral triangles, like between the tops of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun and Moon and Dragon, inner angle 60 degrees. So we know all of that. And then we started finding Fibonacci spirals, golden section spirals among those pyramid tops, involving also the top of the tumulus. In archaeology, tumulus is the artificial conical hill and the mouth of two rivers. So basically, we have about 9 major points in the Visoko Valley here in central Bosnia. And then we realized that we have not 1, not 2, but 4 Fibonacci spiral when we connect the tops. So tops intersects with this spiral. If you have 2 points on Fibonacci spiral, of course, it's natural. You can connect any 2 points. But if you have 3, 4, 5 or more, obviously there is an intention behind it. One of the spirals starts at the top of the Love Pyramid, and then top of the Sun, top of Temple of Mother Earth, top of Dragon, and then top of the Tumulus. Another one starts from the mouth of 2 rivers. Why the rivers are important? It's a water, it's a life. Water moves, kinetic energy. Water moves, releases beneficial negative ions. Water brings underground water flows. Water brings underground water reservoirs below the Sun Pyramid and Moon and Dragon, and then being exposed to the beneficial pyramid energy. This water becomes structured, highly vibrating water. So the second one starts from the mouth of 2 rivers. We call them River Fojnica and River Bosna. And then on this line of the Fibonacci spiral, we have top of the Moon Pyramid, first corner of Temple of Mother Earth, and the second corner. And the other one starts again from the mouth of 2 rivers, going through the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, the biggest on the planet, and then intersecting with the entrance to underground world, underground tunnel complex Ravne, ending also at the top of the tumulus in Vratnica. For the ancients, the layout, the positions of structures was so important, and they knew that maybe the most important elements of sacred geometry is Fibonacci spiral. Why? When we're looking at the seashells, we can see the spiral. When we're looking at the flowers, Fibonacci spiral. When we're looking at our DNA, Fibonacci spiral. When we are looking at tropical storms, Fibonacci spirals all the way to the spiral galaxies. It seems that the universal mind, creator, God, used this energy movement in, like a Fibonacci spiral to create the life and all the natural stuff around us, the layout of the stars and so on. So the ancients, by applying the Fibonacci spirals, their idea was to reach the cosmic harmony on the planet. Plus, if we had better eyes, if we could see the movement of the energy, staying at the top of the Bosnian pyramids, we could see energy vortexes in the valley. Because when it comes to the pyramids, it has always been about the energy, not about one dead body, king or the pharaohs, and fairy tales about the slaves building those pyramids with the ropes. It's been about amplifying natural energy sources, and Fibonacci spiral was helping them to get stronger energies. So that was the first one. And as you mentioned, that one has also been published in a double-blind, peer-reviewed international scientific journal. So when it comes to the science, that's basically the top. The second is our archaeological work. As you know, we have discovered not 1, not 2, but 7 entrances to underground tunnels in the area of Ravne. We call them Ravne tunnels, Ravne 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, KTK. So far, we have cleared 3.6 kilometers of those prehistorical tunnels. They're taking us back tens of thousands of years at the time when the pyramids were built. So right now, we've been working during the fall and next winter in the tunnels that we named Ravne 6 tunnels. Now, Ravne tunnels, which are basically the best known and most important. We cleared 2.5 kilometers of existing tunnels. People go there, they have healing experiences, spiritual experiences, and so on. On the other side of the valley, Ravne 3, Ravne 4, and in between, in the middle of our beautiful park, Park Ravne 2, we discovered entrance to the tunnels. And first we discovered a section which was about 60 meters long, going east-west, with the 4 dry stone walls. But then we started clearing those dry walls, removing the filler material, moving towards the south, because the pyramid of the sun is located to the south. And just last week, we discovered another 2 sections, 30 meters, another one 27 meters, with 2 parallel tunnels and a bunch, about 11 dry stone walls. So archaeological discoveries are there for the first time. I mean, imagine that feeling when you are getting to the space where human foot has not been for thousands of years. That's amazing.
That's like discovering an ancient pharaoh's tomb, you know, but this is even more exciting for me because this is not fancy artifacts and golden things and little. This is much raw. It's raw. It's energetic. It's more mysterious because it's something that no one else has discovered. It's not just another tomb of some other pharaoh with fancy artifacts in it. This is like real Indiana Jones stuff, man. That's how you call the modern day Indiana Jones.
Yes. And number 3. Now, when you visited us this year, comparing to what you've been seeing in the last few visits, now you realize that we have this most wonderful park. 10 years ago, it was just neglected, muddy, swampy land with the garbage everywhere. And we have cleared that. We have planted tens of thousands of plants and the fruit trees and the shrubs and the flowers, and so making it the most beautiful park. And also constructing more than 60 different installations. We combined the art, the sculptures with the true history. Getting to the spirituality.
Samira,
Yes.
all people have to do is go onto my YouTube channel and watch a 4-hour-long documentary of you showing me your beautiful park. It is one of the best documentaries that you and I will ever do. I'm so honored that we just decided to do it. That day I said, hey, just take me through the park. And I filmed the whole thing. And it turned out to be one of the most exciting documentaries ever. It's fantastic. People can get all the information there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but it's wonderful when you have a person who understands what it takes to build this, the meanings that they have. And now, so we have all the infrastructure. Like this year, 2025, we've been having so many cultural events, festivals, concerts, and they are all for free. Book promotions, folklore festivals, workshops. Is the place of peace and the friendship. And our blue flag, it says peace, love, freedom. And we really, truly live that peace and love and freedom.
So in some interesting ways, you are leading the way of the one small town mentality, where you're not charging people to come to the park. It's free, but you get back in so many other ways.
Correct.
So many other ways that it comes back to you. It's beautiful.
Correct.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Now, this year we had another Bosnian Pyramid Summer Solstice Tour Conference Festival. You were there and you did excellent presentation. And I love that you keep both venues, that you keep your small town and you keep your ancient history research. Our friend Valery Uvarov, the most productive pyramid builder from St. Petersburg, was there. We had Dr. J.J. Hertak, double PhD, and his wife, Dr. Desiree Hertak. I mean, they are legends really in what they do. We had some other people. Now, next year, Michael, we're going to be having excellent conference also. Michael Cremo, legendary author of The Forbidden Archaeology, is coming to Bosnia. Then Billy Carson, I mean, very, very popular nowadays, millions of views on the YouTubes, Joe Rogan's and other shows. Brad Olsen, also our good friend, he was writing about Bosnian pyramids back in 2006, 2007, very affirmative. So he agreed to come again and write more. And we're going to have interesting nuclear physicist. His name is Jan Rak. He's from Czech Republic. And for 7 years, he was working at the CERN's Institute. I mean, he was mainstream, one of the top scientists. And then he realized that the mainstream is not enough to explain what we have around us. So now he'll be talking about, quantum physics, he'll be talking about the energies, he'll be talking about spirituality, he'll be talking about the global consciousness, and I'm very happy to have him on board. From Australia, our common friends, Stephen and Ivan Strong, they are probably the best researchers of the ancient history of Australia. They go real deep, and they've been living with the Aborigines, or let me correct myself, they've been living with the original people of Australia, not a non-original, aboriginal, but original people of Australia. I respect them very much. They are authors. They'll be here also. So next year, we're going to have an excellent crew, really. And I'm happy to invite everyone, who's listening to the show to come to Bosnia, either, because of that opportunity or any other time, because our site is so different. You know how the mainstream sites, museums or archaeological sites, they are open from 9 to 3 o'clock. They are closed on Mondays or Tuesdays or weekends or holidays. Not in our case. We are open every day of the year, 365 days. People come 10 to 7 p.m. We get them inside. We won't tell them, well, come tomorrow. No. So we think that tourism is so important because we live from the people who come, buy tickets, who buy souvenirs. That's interaction. They come, they see our very enthusiastic official guides, and they understand, hey, these people are not here for the money, here because they love this project. So these are my 3 updates, and I think we are doing such nice stuff, and I'm so happy because of our collaboration, Michael.
Well, I must tell you, Sam, when I was there with you in June, it was one of the best weeks of my life. I just had so much fun, and it was so fantastic to be in that incredible space that you created. It's very difficult to explain. Now, you and I have something in common. Because of the work that we do, well, we have a lot in common, but one of the things we have in common, the work that we do, we attract a certain kind of person. We attract like-minded people, open-minded people, people that are questioning things, people that are open to new ideas, people that want to learn, people that absorb knowledge and information. And what happens, what you've created there at the Ravne Park and the tunnels, that whole little village that you could go in there, everybody that comes there is happy and smiling and ready to learn and absorb. You can stop and talk to anyone or sit down at a table with people, complete strangers, and have a cup of coffee with them. It is such an amazing atmosphere. You don't experience that around the world in many places. I'm used to that because of the sacred sites tours that we've been doing, and the events that we go to around the world. So you're always among like-minded people. So we're used to it. But for people that are not used to that and they come to a place like that, it blows their mind. Why is everyone so goddamn happy? Everyone is smiling and happy and friendly. Friend, you can talk to anyone. No one is frowning or upset or angry. It is such an amazing experience. And that's why people keep coming back. And it's something to do with the energies. Well, not something. It's got everything to do with the energies coming from the tunnels and the energy that you have anchored in the incredible Ravne Tunnel Park that you've put together with all the consciousness and the knowledge and the information. You've rooted and anchored the historical knowledge that is surrounded by deep, deep human connections and consciousness levels. And that's why people feel so good. That's why I felt so good. And I can't wait to come back. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make it a pilgrimage every year to come to the Ravenel tunnels for 10 days and come and spend 10 days there with you and Sabina and the amazing people, because I just had such an incredible time. I just get excited thinking about it, you know. And John Paul, having John Paul there and being able to go into the tunnels with John Paul, and he starts to talk to the spirits and starts telling you stuff that's just like mind blowing. I mean, where can you get that? Really? Come on.
I still remember that evening when we had a party at the fireplace. It was wonderful. 100 people from so many countries, music, our
Beautiful.
youth. That was really wonderful.
Beautiful.
So I'm glad that we are, we've been doing that, and people who live in their countries, especially Western European, they have forgotten things like that because they've been such instilled with the fear coming from the media, their jobs. So we need to offer them different future, more humane future where we're going to live in harmony among us, normal, good, intentional people.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly where why I've been so passionate about One Small Town and that whole initiative, because it just takes a few people to launch an idea. Never underestimate the power of a few people with a revolutionary idea. They can influence the masses very quickly. Once the masses hear the message and they realize that they like the message and they resonate with it and they want to be part of that kind of movement that makes them feel good, it makes them feel vindicated and makes them feel loved and appreciated and makes them feel free and makes them feel like they can do anything and it's okay. So it's a beautiful time to be alive right now. We live in some desperately dark and demonic times, but it's up to us to turn that and make it a beautiful world for everyone.
Agree 100%, and that will be our final message. Thank you, everyone. We'll be back probably in a couple or 3 months with the new updates.
Thanks, everybody. Till next time. Bye for now.
Bye.